Hey everyone, Joe here with the Idaho Prepper channel. It's great to be back with you guys here today. I know it's been a while since my last video, but I've just been crazy busy this summer. But I think I have a really good video in store for you guys today. So what we're going to be taking a look at is my 2024 Get Home bag. So I thought in the wake of recent events and as we approach this election season and the potential for civil unrest steadily increases, I thought it would be a good idea to go ahead and revisit my overall preparedness plan. And for me, that started with my Get Home bag. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. I'm going to get this bag opened and show you all of the new gear that I have inside. So stay tuned. This should be a good one. All right, so before we get into the bag here, I'll just go ahead and address what I already know so many of you are thinking, and that is, Joe, that backpack is way too tactical. You are going to stick out like a sore thumb. You're going to be targeted, attacked, and all of your gear is going to be taken from you. And although that is just a theory, it does happen to be a fairly plausible theory and one that I agree with. But when I was shopping for new Get Home bags, I just could not bring myself to buying a regular backpack and filling it full of my gear. I just didn't want to lose out on the ability to compartmentalize all of my gear and supplies and lose the functionality of a backpack that's designed like this. So I came up with what I think you guys will appreciate as a pretty good solution, and that is a backpack cover. So probably some of you have seen these. Essentially, all they are just rain covers that are intended to kind of put over your backpacks when it's raining and keep all of the supplies inside of your bag from getting wet. But I thought they would also function as a really good way of keeping your tactical backpack and maintaining somewhat of a gray man appearance. So all I have to do is just slip that right over my backpack. These are really affordable, very lightweight and compact, so I can just stow them away in my front pocket there. And, you know, if I'm in a situation where I need to be a little bit more gray man, I can just throw this on and it gets rid of all of that tactical appearance. And so as you can see, pretty much all that's left are just the backpack straps. And I stay pretty concealed. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think, if you think this is a good solution or not. But, you know, in my opinion, I think it is a pretty good solution to the tactical gray man dilemma. Okay, so one more thing before we get into our Get Home bag, and I just wanted to go ahead and show you my EDC as of late. So this is an EDC kit. I'll be doing a full review video on this kit in the near future, and probably what I'll end up doing is just making this part of like a 3-part series where I show you my Get Home bag, my EDC kit, and my bug out bag, because in the last few months I've pretty much changed out all of the gear in all 3 of these kits. So like I said, this is my EDC kit, but I'm just going to show you some of the things that I would be carrying on me and would end up being an integral part of my Get Home system. So the first thing that I always carry with me is my concealed carry pistol. So this is a Smith & Wesson Shield. It's chambered in 9mm, and I have it in this Kydex We the People holster. And on this pistol, I have the TLR6 Streamlight Laser Light Combo. So really good concealed carry pistol, lightweight and easy to carry, especially if you're walking long distances. All right, then the knife that I carry with me, and this is the Para 3 Spyderco. So just a very lightweight, durable folding knife. Love this knife, and I carry it with me at all times. And that's pretty much my EDC. Obviously, I have my phone, which is what I'm filming from, my wallet, keys, and that kind of thing. But recently, I've also been wearing these shirts, and these shirts are made by a company called, I think it's called like Tavaxin or something, kind of a hard name to pronounce, but I love these shirts. They're really good. They got these big, deep pockets I can carry stuff in, and they're extremely lightweight and breathable, and they have UV protection. So kind of the perfect shirt to have with you if you're walking long distances. They just have like these ports in the back. It just make it very breathable. So really nice shirt. I'll make sure to leave links in the description for this shirt as well. All right, so with that out of the way, I'll go ahead and show you how I have this backpack all configured. But before we do that, I'll just let you know this is a 25-liter backpack. It is made by a company called Marting Top. I picked it up on Amazon about 2 weeks ago or so. And, you know, for the last week, I've just been swapping out all of the gear in my old Get Home bag and putting it into this one. Plus, I have some new gear in here as well. So I'm excited to show you everything that's in here. But back to the backpack itself. For those of you who know or familiar with my channel, you know that, you know, I'm not the kind of guy that spends a ton of money on my prepping gear, my bug out gear, and I definitely don't, you know, buy the crappy stuff either. I usually go for stuff that's well made, but has a reasonable price point. And this bag definitely fit that mold. So like I said, I picked it up on Amazon, and the things that I noticed first was that all of the zippers on here are all YKK zippers. And, you know, for those of you who are familiar, like YKK zippers are pretty much a good indication that you're getting a quality product. But all the stitching on here, for the most part, is all double stitching. It has a lot of really good heavy duty molly webbing all throughout the bag. And then the material is just a really thick, heavy duty Cordura material. So a very well made bag. But the one thing that really sold me on this and just made it so I couldn't pass it up was the price point. I picked this bag up for under $40. So a really good deal. It wasn't even on sale. That's just the retail price for this bag. So I'll make sure to leave links in the description for this pack, but I just thought a really well-made, well-designed backpack for the price. The other thing that I'll say before I start breaking into all of the different compartments here is this bag right now weighs in at about 18 pounds without the water bladders full. So if I fill up the water bladder, probably an extra 2 pounds. So you're looking at 20 pounds for this bag fully stocked. So very reasonable and easy to carry or hike with for an entire day. All right, so we'll start on the side of the pack here. And as you can see, we got these nice buckle straps right here. So whatever you choose to put on the side of your pack, you can just cinch it down and keep it nice and secure right here. But what I have on the side of my pack here is this 24-ounce Grail water filter. If you guys aren't familiar with these are really good water filters. Essentially, you just take the cup here, fill it up from your water source, and then got to open this up, and then you just push it down, and it filters your water and keeps it all nice and contained in this water bottle. You got this little hook here. You can put a carabiner on here, hook it from your bag or your buckle or whatever. But this was actually included in that battle box that was sent to me about a year or so ago, and I did a video on it. But this is the water filtration system that I chose to go with for my Get Home bag. All right, so moving to the other side of the pack here, and what I keep on this side is my Baofeng GMRS radio. Just turn that on, and the way I have it configured is I just have an earpiece plugged in right now. See if I can get this out with a push to talk button, which I just have clipped on the front shoulder strap here. So I've done a lot of reviews on this radio, but I love this radio and I'm just really familiar with it, and so is my family. So that is who I would be in contact with if I was in a get home situation. So we would be communicating on these radios. All right, so moving to the front of the pack, like I said, this is the push to talk clip-on microphone for my GMRS radio. And this is the earpiece, which is also part of that radio communication system. And then on the front here, I have this Woobin X3 Owl. So this is just a great little flashlight. I've done a couple reviews on it, but there's just so many different options. It's a very versatile flashlight. It's got this 180-degree rotating head, which allows it to be either a right angle light or a forward facing light. It's got this clip on the back, so you can just clip it to, say, your backpack strap, and then you have the right angle feature, and then it will just kind of light the way for you as you walk. It's also got a couple different charging features, which I really like. It's got the wireless magnetic charge, and then the strobe features are really cool, and that's why I ended up picking this light for my get home system. It has, I think, 4 different beam settings. It goes all the way from 1 lumen to 700 lumen, and it also has a couple different red light features. So if you're reading your map at night and you don't want to compromise your night vision, you can just use the red light feature. And it also has an SOS strobe feature on here as well, in case you want to be identified in an emergency. So really cool flashlight, and that's why I went with it for my get home system. And the last feature that we have on the pack here is this drinking tube, and this is part of a water system by Condor. It is their Gen 2 Tactical Torrent. It's a 3-liter water bladder which goes inside of my backpack, and it's coming out of this hole right here in the bag, which is specifically designed for your drinking tube. But as you can see, it's got this nice neoprene sleeve which keeps the water that's in your line being exposed to the sun and getting warm. And then on the drinking part here, you just have this cap, and then you gotta click out this part with your teeth, and it allows you to drink the water from the water system. But once I get into the bag, I'll show you what the water bladder looks like. Okay, so moving to the front of the bag here, we'll go ahead and start with this top compartment. Now, you will notice that on all of my bug out bags and get home bags, I tend to always designate the pouch that has the Velcro on it as my first aid IFAK pouch, but mainly because it allows me to put a med patch on the front, which in case, I'm incapacitated and somebody needs to figure out where my medical supplies are, I can put this med patch on there and they can figure it out really quick. But on the front of this pouch, you'll notice that there's kind of like a little opening, and I chose to just put the tourniquet in that opening there. And then on the inside of this pouch, I have a compression bandage. I have this little signaling light, and I actually just have this in here in case I'm walking at night and I want to kind of stay present. I can just put this little indicator light on the outside of my bag, and that just kind of keeps like a high visual on me so I don't, get hit by a car or something if I'm walking down the side of the road. The other thing I keep in this pouch is a Sharpie, and that's just for noting the time on the tourniquet there. I have a pair of trauma shears. I have a pair of nitrile gloves. I have a couple wet wipes. And then this here is just a full scale kind of boo-boo kit / first aid kit. And then, of course, I have a red glow stick. All right, so moving to the center pouch here. First thing we have is this headlamp. So nothing special. This is just a middle of the road headlamp by Pelican. It's got this little casing right here that's glow in the dark. It's got a couple really bright beam features, so good headlamp. All right, next thing we have in this pouch here is this Dirty Bomb survival kit, and I just kind of made this, but essentially what I keep in here are some isotat iodide tablets. And basically what you do is you would take these if you were exposed to radiation, and they will protect your thyroid. The other thing I keep in here is just this rad triage radiation card. And what this does from these little bars here, these colored bars, is if you're exposed to radiation, they'll kind of change colors and indicate to you what sort of levels of radiation you've been exposed to and what kind of proximity you are to that radiation disaster. So yeah, just kind of that next level of precaution that you might want to keep inside of your get home bag. All right, and the next item I keep in this pouch here is just a pair of sunglasses. So these are by Spy. They're really nice sunglasses. So if I got a hoof at home and it's sunny out, I can put these on and they'll protect my eyes. Plus, they will kind of give me a layer of anonymity, but they come in this nice hard case and it keeps them protected. But always a good idea to keep a pair of sunglasses in your get home bag. All right, next thing I have in this pouch here is just this emergency bivvy. And this bivvy here is just kind of a step above those basic emergency Mylar blankets that we know so well. But you can, this is an actual bag that you can get inside of it. So if for some reason I didn't make it home and I got to stay the night, I can get into this sleeping bag here and it will keep me warm or at least maintain my body temperature. So that's what I keep in here. And then in this pouch here, I keep 25 rounds of critical defense hollow points for my concealed carry pistol. And then last but not least, I carry 2 extra 10-round mags for my concealed carry pistol. All right, so moving to the bottom pouch here. So I have a whole multitude of things in this pouch. So I guess we'll just start with this. This is some OC spray. And I would definitely highly recommend if you're putting together a get home bag that you definitely include a non-lethal means of defense. So for that, I carry this OC spray. It's by Palm Industries. It's their MK3 and it has a really long and powerful stream. And it's also made in the USA. So really good OC spray and just a perfect option for a non-lethal means of defense. Next, I have a multi-tool. So this is just a basic multi-tool by Gerber. So not super quality, not junk, but just a good run-of-the-mill multi-tool that has pretty much every feature that I would need to make repairs and cut things. Next thing I keep in here is a roll of electrical tape. And I went with the electrical tape as opposed to the duct tape. I just actually like electrical tape. You can really kind of wrap around things and get things tight with electrical tape. I like that it has a lot of elasticity to it. So in my opinion, it just makes for like a better repair kind of tape. All right, next thing we have in our pouch here is this Silcock key. So if you're trying to make it home and you're in an urban area and you're trying to procure water within that urban environment, you can use this and turn on a spigot that you might find located either like on the back side of a commercial building, something like that. But this just allows you to turn on those water lines and get access to water. So always a good idea to keep a Silcock key in your get home bag, regardless of whether you're in an urban environment or a rural environment. All right, next thing we have is some ear protection. So I got some earplugs. If God forbid I'm having to use my concealed carry pistol a lot, I'll probably want to have some ear protection to kind of save my eardrums. And then over here, I carry an extra pair of readers and I carry a pen and then a Sharpie. And then behind that, I have a Write in the Rain pad. And that's pretty much it for what's in this bottom pouch. Okay, so moving to the center of the pack here. And this is another feature about this pack that I really like and why I ended up picking it is that you can zip it open and basically access everything inside of your pack. So it's just really good if you want to get to your gear and have a nice strong visual of all of it and access it really easily. So the first piece of gear I have in here is this mess kit. So I have it inside of this Condor pouch. And in the front pocket here, I have some freeze-dried coffee. I have some electrolyte tablets. And then, let's see, I have some of this energy drink. It's kind of like an espresso. You just basically squirt it in your mouth and it gives you some caffeine energy. Then I have some bone broth and honey stick. And that's pretty much what's in there. And then on the side here, I have this titanium spork. And then inside the pouch, we have a nesting cup, and I just have this little condiments package that I pulled from an MRE, and then a little sponge so I can clean everything up after I'm done using it. And then inside here, this is basically a little bit of a tight fit, but I got this Stanley kind of a pot, and the handle just pops out like that. You got a lid, and then inside here we got this little rocket stove that fits in there just right like that. And then, believe it or not, we have the propane tank that fits in there perfectly. So this is just a really nice, totally self-contained little cook setup. So if I want to make a hot drink or some coffee on the way, I can throw this together really quick and get like a hot meal or a hot drink on the go. All right, moving on, we have a basic orange bandana, so I can use this for signaling, or if I have an injury, I can kind of tie it around. I can use this to filter water, do all sorts of things. There's just a multitude of different things that you can do with a bandana. All right, the next thing I have here, and this is my shelter system. So I just have like a 10 by 10 foot tarp in here. I'm not going to pull it out because it'd be hard to get in, but it's basically got the mylar line so it will reflect heat, and then it's like got a multi-cam pattern on the outside. But inside here I keep a roll of bank line for basically making my shelter, and then I have about a dozen aluminum stakes in here for just kind of quick setup of my shelter. All right, so moving on, in this pouch here, I basically have all of my battery and electrical and charging equipment. So I have this 3-prong charging cable in here, and this allows me to basically charge all of the different electrical components that I have in here, like my flashlights, my handheld radio, and things like that. And then I have this 3000 mAh wireless battery charger, so I can charge my cell phone and the Woobin flashlight with this charger. And then I have another regular, this is a solar external battery, and I can use this to charge my phone or whatever else. And then here we just have some basic AAA batteries, which my headlamp uses. And then the next thing we have in our pack here is just a pair of shooting gloves. So these are just really lightweight, very durable shooting gloves. They're the EXO by Ironclad. And then in this pouch here, I just have a ton of different food and snacks for the trail. So we have some Mountain Ops protein bar. I have some more Mountain Ops energy drink right here for just staying caffeinated and keeping energized. I got a cracker that I pulled from an MRE. I have a couple of instant oatmeal packets. I have a package of pre-cooked chicken. This is the fajita flavored chicken. I have another energy bar by Mountain Ops. This is the double chocolate peanut-based raw energy bar. And then I have a couple more coffee packets and a drink mix packet, and then a package of hot chocolate. And then I have a little bag of trail mix. So that's pretty much everything I keep in this little snack pack here. And these little pouches here are just great for compartmentalizing all of your different categories of gear within your packs. And then I have a package of face and body wet wipes. And in this pouch here is where I keep the water bladder. So this is a 3-liter tactical torrent water bladder by Condor. It's extremely durable. So you basically just slide this clip off the top like that, and you can fill up the whole bladder from the top here really easily. And then you just slide this clip back on. And I know it doesn't look like much, but you'd be shocked at how well this clip will retain the water. You can see videos where they fill these up and drive cars over them and stand on them, and the water just stays nice and sealed and contained in this water bladder. So really nice heavy duty water bladder. All right, so moving to these panel pouches here, and these are just on the back side of the front of the pack. We'll go ahead and open up this first one, And inside here, I just have a map of my area. I have a compass. We have a fire steel. I have some fire tinder. And then I have a lighter. And then in this pouch here, I basically carry a roll of paracord, and I have a Mora bush knife, and I have this Laplander Baco folding saw. So pretty much everything that I have in here kind of completes my shelter building, and I can make a fire. So if for some reason I don't make it home and I have to stay the night, I have everything that I would need to build a shelter and build a fire and stay warm for the night. Okay, so now that we have the get home bag portion of this video complete, I wanted to show you two pieces of gear that I thought might be beneficial for your overall get home strategy. And the first item we have here is a drone. Now, I think if we ever ended up in a situation where there was civil unrest or we had riots breaking out in the street, which, if you guys are paying attention to politics, that the likelihood of that is ever increasing. So having a drone, I think, gives you that ability to get real-time info on your general surroundings. So if you know that there's a riot or some type of civil unrest that's going on around you and you're trying to make it home, you can send a drone up into the air and get, a full visual of what your situation is like within your actual immediate proximity. So I just picked this up. It's a 4K drone. I got it for just a little over $200, but this drone flies really high. It's extremely easy to use, and it gives you a very strong visual of your surrounding area. So it pretty much comes with everything you need. The remote, there's two 20-minute batteries in here, so you got a full 40 minutes fly time. But I just thought this would be, a good addition to anybody's get home system. Now, the next thing I have is a gas mask. So again, if we end up in a situation, it's civil unrest, there's riots, tear gas is being deployed, you're probably going to want to have a gas mask. So this is a full face gas mask. It's by Mira Safety. They sent me this whole kit out about a year ago or so. I did a review video on it. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description for that. But this is a really good gas mask. It'll protect you from all types of sarin gas, mustard gas, and tear gas, things like that. It will even protect you from smoke particles if there's like a fire in your area and you're basically bugging out in the middle of a fire or wildfire. You can put this mask on and it will protect you from smoke inhalation, as well as nuclear radiation particles as well. So I think it's always a good idea to just keep something like this in your vehicle, especially when you know that the times that you're living in are, precarious. So, two pieces of gear, it might be controversial, might seem a little extreme, but I think would definitely be very beneficial if you were ever in that situation. So these are two pieces of gear you could probably just keep in your vehicle. You don't have to keep them in your get home bag, but if you could just incorporate them into your overall get home system, I think they would really come in handy if things got bad out there. All right, you guys, well, that's going to do it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions for me, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. And if you are interested in any of the gear that you saw in today's video, I'll make sure to leave links in the description. Also, if you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, go ahead and hit that notification bell. So with that said, until the next time, stay prepared.